What is up, YouTube? This is Two Fans, One Octagon, the MMA podcast. My name is Brandon. This is Johnny. This is the second part of our breakdown video. We had a little bit of technical difficulties halfway through, so we are just going to start where we left off, which is this fight right here. Anthony Hernandez versus Roman Kopylov, middleweight bout. Take us away, Johnny.
As we were saying earlier, Kopilov's my boy.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Russian, fucking kickboxer, no wrestling, all stand up,
No
all
wrestling.
dog. And honestly, I knew he was gonna lose 5 seconds in this fight.
I kind of did too. I had a bad feeling, and I had money on Romanov as well. And yeah, same way. I was just like, uh-oh.
So usually in his previous fights, like against Fremd, against Punahele, against DiCerico, he looks crisp. He looks fucking fast. He looks crisp. This motherfucker looks so just slow compared to what he can be.
He did.
I know it's short notice, but like, are you not fucking training constantly? Are you not staying in shape? I know that a training camp's different from like a regular daily training and stuff like that, but I don't know. I was shocked at how quickly he kind of faded when it came to the pressure that Hernandez was putting on him.
So was I.
Even slower, Kopylov was still so much better at boxing. The body kicks, but man, just not being able to get out of the clinch against the fucking cage just absolutely irritates me so much.
Hernandez is a strong man on the ground. He was kind of ragdolling him.
Is he strong? I mean, it's more like relentless pressure.
Yeah. I don't know. He was kind of tossing Roman on the ground a little bit, man. I think
he got stuffed. He got stuffed, but he just kept going 10 fucking extra times against the cage.
He actually impressed me quite a bit this fight. I didn't know. I was kind of like, okay, he's good, but I thought he was running into a machine, and then kind of made it look like easy work.
Honestly, his stand-up, though, like, imagine somebody that can stuff the takedowns. I don't know. I think he gets fucking pieced. He's a dog.
He is a dog.
Yeah, he's a dog, but, man, I see an elite striker piecing him up, huh?
He'll probably get a ranked guy next, I would assume, right?
So he was supposed to fight Ikram Iliskerov.
Oh, that's right.
And that guy can wrestle. That guy can also strike.
He is the number 15 middleweight right now, so he just got into the rankings.
Yep, I'm sure that they'll probably reschedule that Ikram Iliskerov fight for him.
It makes sense, to be honest.
Honestly, he could win, but
I think so. I think it'll be a better fight than this one was.
It would be way better.
I'm a big Kopylov fan, but that was a disappointing fight.
I told my friend, he's a kickboxer. This guy doesn't train wrestling. He went to Dagestan to train wrestling, or to at least train the takedown defense. And man,
yeah, his was not great, at least on Saturday.
It was great for the first couple, and then after like 3, he got gassed.
That's true. I'll give you that. All right, moving on. We have bantamweight bout. Merab Dvalishvili versus Henry Cejudo. So this was just an outclassing. First round, close. And then every round got a little bit worse. Like, Merab is just unreal. He has a gas tank like no one else. He is relentless like no one else. I know we shit on him a lot for being a boring fighter, but he was kind of putting on a show for once in the octagon. You know, at the end of the round, he had him in a guillotine. He was like talking, smiling, talking shit, talking to Hunter Shelby and Zuckerberg. You know, I think, I still don't think he's a super exciting fighter. Don't get me wrong, but the thing with Merab is he's dominant. And he's showing he has a personality. Like, I'm actually a huge fan of Merab now, outside of the ring. I think he's hilarious. super funny, super down to earth. I'm a big fan of him. Do I fall asleep during some of his fights? Yes, but I still like the guy. And Henry, he was talking about retirement going in. I heard he did not have a good training camp. That came from Suga. But, so I don't know how true that is. But, usually when fighters start talking about retirement or if they lose, they're going to retire, I'd, a very high percentage of the time, they're not 100% invested anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows in their performances. And, I think this is a excellent example of it. He was talking about retirement, came in, he only really had a gas tank for one round. Like, this is Henry Cejudo we're talking about. He used to be a machine, 5 round fights all the time. He gassed down after one 5 minute round. Um,
That's the pressure.
it is the pressure, and I don't want to take anything away from Rob. He is the reason for that, but I don't know. I was very I thought this would be a more of a fight. I hate to say it like that, but this was just domination from like start to finish almost. First round, I will say was close, but second and round 2 and 3 were not close at all.
Well, the first round, you agree, Henry Cejudo won that pretty clearly.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, not.
It
I
was
wouldn't
still
even say.
close though.
Wouldn't even say he dropped Marab, but he definitely stunned Marab and
He
got him
shocked him. He
smirking.
definitely got him wobbling a little bit.
Honestly, this is just me coping, just because I fucking can't stand Marab, and like he again showed. I'm just gonna grab you by the cage and fucking throw little bitch knees at your fucking hamstrings and
Yep.
smile and laugh because you can't get out of this position. But I think that obviously you saw Henry's left forearm was fucked up.
Oh yeah, it almost looked like he broke it.
I think he probably fucking broke or not like excusing the fact that how gassed he was in the second round, but he got manhandled. An Olympic wrestler got picked up and walked across the cage and slammed on the ground. Like, dude,
bad look.
That only happens if you fucking obviously fucked up, broke your forearm or did something which it looked like. So I think I don't know. I hate Marab. Whatever.
Hey, you have to admit he's pretty. Some of his little skits are hilarious.
Yeah, if you're fucking autistic.
When he jumped into the iced over lake and then went back and started punching it, that was hilarious.
He was in the shallow end. I don't even know what he was fucking. It's not even like you're
It was
jumping
so
in a deep
dumb.
part.
He comes down and his head's bleeding.
Anyways, he's a really good fighter. He's gonna probably win the title.
I think
He's
he's
definitely
going
gonna
to.
probably beat Sean O'Malley, even though I'll be rooting for O'Malley.
I think Marab wins the title unless he gets popped for like EPO or like some sort of like cardio like stimulant because dude, his cardio and gassing seem unnatural, right?
I honestly like where
But
Joe Rogan
he's
was talking about
a
it, and too,
monster.
it's like Kobe Covington's kind of got that same. I think it's just genetic, and also these guys are clean every day of their
Oh
life.
yeah, and Marab works hard, man. He's like
Fucking
every
Henry
single
Cejudo
day.
was he was invested in a cookie company. Like this guy got fat when he retired. No
And
shit, he's gonna get tired.
what was it, like 3 years off before he came back or something like
Yeah,
that?
eating cookies, burgers, and everything that he could fucking find. So it's not that big of a surprise.
No. Okay, moving on. Johnny, I know you want to talk about this one. Jeff Neal, Ian, Machado, Cuck, Gary, welterweight bout. Go ahead, Johnny.
I really don't even want to talk about this one. The amount of anger, fucking. And if you heard the crowd, they were chanting "cock, cock."
Yep.
Oh my god, dude! And this guy, just Ian Gary, leans into it and like, bro. Actually, nobody wants to be you. That's the funny thing. Nobody wants to be you in that crowd. I don't think
And no one
nobody.
showed up for his fight. There's like way more fights I was looking forward to more than watching Ian Gary fight.
Yeah, I'd fucking much rather be Song Yadong or fucking Chito Vera
Paulo,
rather than you. What the fuck? I don't give a fuck
dude,
about you,
give
Ian
me
Gary.
Paulo, dude. He's
Paulo
basically
Costa.
an Avenger, bro.
Even Strickland's dumbass. Hell yeah. Let me be Sean Strickland over you.
Dude,
But anyways, um, I mean, this fight was strictly just down to the whole time. I knew this was going to happen. Ian Gary on the outside. He is going to be fucking scared of Jeff Neal's fucking power.
and he was, man.
And
He
so
literally was running away at points.
exactly. And every time they got into a clinch, he was holding on for dear fucking life because he knew that if Jeff Neal got out of the clinch and threw a good elbow or punch, he's probably getting wobbled. But I mean, to Ian Gary's credit, he did very fucking good in avoiding all those big shots and rolling those punches and
Oh, for
basically
sure.
strolling to a good split decision. I thought it could have been unanimous too, but
Yeah, this fight pissed me off. Jeff Neal multiple times in this fight could have taken it over, but he was too content having position on the cage instead of just throwing. When you have the power he does in the welterweight class, you gotta let your hands fly.
mm-hmm,
Especially when you're getting outpointed, out kind of like skilled from Ian, keeping the range, good footwork. You gotta let your hands go. Let your hands go. Every time he went into the corner at the end of a round, that's exactly what his coach was saying. He's like, all right, you gotta have more output. Let your hands go. And he just wouldn't. I totally think Jeff Neal could easily beat Ian Gary if he just threw. Just throw, man. Like you are a big, powerful, well, not big for the weight class, but you're a very strong, heavy hitting welterweight,
mm-hmm,
and you're not using like your best weapon, which is your fucking power in your hands. It just made no sense. Again, him and Lemos must have the same coach because they have zero fight IQ. Jeez Louise. I know they don't
and
have the same coach, but golly, it seems like it.
I knew that going into this fight. I was like, this, Jeff Neal's the same guy that lost to Neil Magny. He's the
Mm-hmm.
same guy that fucking, can be that fighter that like doesn't engage and takes his time and
Right.
doesn't push the pace. And I was like, but he also fought Vincente Luque, and that's when he was jacked. He looked amazing. He was piecing up Luque. And I thought, getting your mugshot on a t-shirt would give you enough fucking fire in you to fucking knock this cuck out. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I guess it
No,
wasn't.
you're good. And like, speaking of Luque, if he fought like he did against Luque or Rachmanov, I think he wins. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, he reverted back to how he was when he lost against Wonder Boy and Neil.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Super frustrating fight. Um, not, even though Ian Machado Gary won, it's nothing to write home about if I'm Ian. You just got out of there with a split decision win, even though it shouldn't have been a split decision. I thought he won pretty clearly.
Ian's not bad. I'm not gonna like
No,
say
he's
that he's a
good,
bad
man. It's
fighter.
just
He had good knees up the middle. He had good head kicks. They were good body shots
some of those
with
knees
his
he
kicks.
landed. I'm surprised Jeff Neal took him so well.
Yeah, but that's a thing. Oh my god, there's a point. It's like I get it. He's long, he's rangy, and you're trying to find, get inside the pocket. But you ate about 10 of his knees already. It didn't hurt you. You
Right?
ate
You
about
think you
fucking like
At what point do you learn, okay, I can take a few of these to land a few, right?
right. Or maybe he's gonna throw this knee. Maybe I, step to the right and throw a left hook or go over the top, throw a fucking right
That's
hook.
a
I don't fucking
that's
know.
a I think you just hit it on the head. Neil was also like you just said, very stationary right in front of Ian.
Bro, just
He
just
made it
this.
way too easy for him.
Just
I know it's
walking
kind of
into
his
Ian
way,
Gary like
but
this
geez
with his
Louise.
fucking man, I can't. Whatever. Move on from this motherfucker.
Okay. I thought this was going to get fight of the night over Mackenzie Dern when I watched it. This was, in my opinion, this was my favorite fight on the card.
A robbery that didn't get a performance bonus.
Oh, 100%. Dana did say he was going to take care of him though, so hopefully they got their a little bit extra. Okay, let's talk about this one. Okay. First round, I think Rob was just getting maybe just a tiny little bit more on Paulo. Paulo is definitely landing the more devastating, harder, damaging strikes. He's also the Brazilian Hulk, so that makes sense. But Rob he was getting that jab through pretty consistently. He looked very fast. Paulo almost knocks him out with a spinning wheel kick at the end of the first round. If there was 5 more seconds, Paulo wins that fight. But Rob gets saved by the bell, recovers very well, and then takes over a little bit in the second. And then third round takes over a little bit more. One unanimous decision 29-28, which I know I texted you. I still think Paulo wins. I think I had him 29-28. Um the number one judging criteria is damage. If you looked at Paulo's face after the fight, it looked like he was about to start the fight. You look like at Robert Whitaker, it looks like he just got mugged by a group of 10 men. You're going to tell me that Robert did more damage than Paulo and should have won that fight? Baloney. I think
Yes,
Paulo
I am.
caused a. Jeez, I think Paulo cost damn near killed him, and he lost the fight. It just blows my mind. I understand it, and I don't think it's a robbery because I saw it going either way when it happened. I personally had Paulo winning just because when he did land, every single time it affected Whitaker. Every single time he landed, it affected him. Both of them, I think the leg kicks kind of canceled each other out. They both threw really hard leg kicks. And there was a few times where they both threw a kick at the same time and hit shin to shin. And oh my gosh, it hurt me watching it. It was so loud every time they connected shin to shin. But
I
this
don't
was a fun
understand.
fight. If you didn't watch it, please watch it. Very fun. What were you saying?
Don't you? Sometimes I'm questioning, like, look at McGregor, his fucking ankle split in half. Can you imagine the amount of like damage he's done to that? And these guys are literally going shin to shin. Like, how is there no fucking holes in those bones or fucking?
Like, dude, I watch like BKFC sometimes, and like sometimes some of those BKFCs like make me cringe towards the end where it's just like blood everywhere. But I don't think there's a thing, shockingly enough, that makes me cringe more than when two people go shin to shin on like a full blow kick. Oh,
I don't even understand
I
it.
can't imagine.
Like, we played soccer, bro. That shit hurts so fucking bad when you get hit. When it doesn't hit the shin guard, holy.
And we got pads. Like, granted, they're just tiny little shin guards, but still, it's better
your
than
shin
nothing.
is fucking bruised.
Oh, dude, yeah. I can't imagine. Did you think this was going to be fight of the night? I'm curious. And did you think Whitaker won? Personally? I know he did. Did you think Paulo won? Or did you think Whitaker won after you
No. I
finished?
thought Whitaker won unanimously. Sorry, bud.
That doesn't surprise me. You're a soy boy. You're all about just point fighting and wrestling and
No,
pushing each other on the ground and
that
little
wasn't point
touchy
fighting though. I
touch.
think nah, come on. Robert had the cleaner shots. Obviously, he doesn't have as much power as Costa, but I
Didn't
mean,
even make him drip a drop of blood.
bro, he's just like Cheeto. He doesn't wear damage that much. Anyways, dude, Robert landed the cleaner shots. He landed hard shots. He landed the better leg kicks, in my opinion, other than the spinning wheel kick to the head. And I think that in that first round, too, he was pretty much controlling that whole fight until he got
Oh yeah,
head kicked.
no, he was winning the first round, but the head kick definitely gave it to Paulo.
Hmm. Dude,
I
where the
don't know,
fuck was
man.
that Whitaker against fucking Duplessis? Are you kidding me?
Dude, I know. Yeah. Did you watch MMA Guru shout out last maybe a couple days about this fight card?
No, I didn't rewatch it. I was so
Okay.
fucking.
So he said, and I'm just curious what your take is on this. Paulo Costa is easily a top contender, one of the top contenders at middleweight, as long as he can get more consistent and fight more regularly.
100%.
I agree completely. I am such a fan of Paulo Costa. He's one of my favorite fighters in the whole UFC. For his fight style and just being hilarious. Um, when he woke up Volk, that was gold in the press conference. Speaking of
Yeah.
that, I thought it was a pretty good press conference overall. I wasn't expecting much because Volk's pretty low key. And Marab pretty low key usually, but Marab was one of the highlights of the press conference as well, which also surprised me. I
Mm.
thought Ilya was going to lose. This is going to be my segue into the main event. Um, During the press conference, okay, going leading up to the press conference, I thought Ilya was going to win.
Hmm.
And then when I watched the press conference, I thought I saw Ilya start to break. Like he was getting pissed off at the crowd, like everything was upsetting him. As the press conference went on, it seemed like he was losing confidence and like just like repeating himself nonstop. But man, he made me eat my words in that main event. So speaking of that, Johnny, take us away. Volk, Ilya, featherweight title bout.
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna say that I leaned either which way in terms of who I thought was gonna win. I couldn't. I could give arguments for both
Oh,
guys,
same.
but I did tell my brother. I said that Volk hasn't really fought somebody like Ilya, who's got slick boxing and throws combinations, and not just like a 1-2 down the pipe.
And with
He throws
power.
body shots with power. He goes to the body, to the head, back to the body, head. And Volk at first, he was getting in and out of the pocket pretty fast, but honestly,
Mhm.
it's
He
tough
got
because
caught
Volk,
in a corner, man. He got caught in a corner.
right, and that's exactly what Jeff Neal could have done to Ian Gary. But never mind, let's not talk about that fucking fighter anymore. Um, I think Volk honestly just he was throwing
It's a
too
wrap.
many like jabs with nothing after it, and that I think he was expecting the leg kicks and the jab to kind of stun Ilya. But Ilya just kept in his posture, kept his chin down, and
Hmm.
literally walked his ass down until you make him respect you. He's just going to keep walking you down.
Oh, I was very impressed with Ilya's boxing. Like I knew his boxing was good coming in, but I didn't know how good because his only good win was Josh Emmett.
And didn't knock
So
him out. Knocked him down, but didn't
exactly,
knock him out.
exactly. So I wasn't. I was aware he had good boxing, but
But
I didn't know to what extreme his boxing was, right?
it's
But
fucking good.
dude, yeah, very good, very
Mhm.
crisp. Honestly, I don't think Volk's going to get an immediate rematch because I think Topuria is going to fight before Volk's ready to fight again. Um,
I
give
think he
me
should.
huh?
But
No,
I
he
think
should.
Volk, if anyone deserves it, Volk does. But honestly, my honest opinion is that Max Holloway, I think, actually has a better shot at beating Ilya
Dude,
just because of
I
the
was just
styles.
about to say that. I am so excited for an Ilya Max Holloway fight. It is like the number one fight I am looking forward to that I can think of off the top of my head for this
Hmm.
year. It is going to be a barn burner. He might hit Max with that same strike he hit Volk with, but Max
Max
isn't
has never
going
been
down.
knocked out. He's
He ain't
never
going
been
down.
KO'd.
He's going to return. Oh
I don't
man,
even think I've ever seen that guy wobbled ever.
no, dude, I am so excited for that fight. I have a feeling they might do Ilya versus Sean O'Malley next,
Hmm.
and I really hope they don't, because I'm really not too excited for that fight. I think Ilya would kick Sean's ass, if I'm being honest with you. I don't. I think Sean is a very good fighter,
I
but
think it's a tough fight.
I don't think he's gonna be able to go up in weight class and be able. Let's be honest. Sean's body has given out on him in like 2 to 3 fights in bantamweight. You're gonna tell me he's gonna go up to featherweight and be able to take those shots better? I just don't see it. I think Ilya would win that. I understand why they would do it because
Bro,
it's
nobody wants to
UFC.
see Marab dry hump Sean O'Malley for fucking 5 rounds. That's the last thing I want to see.
No, it's
I'd
like, but
rather
it's
watch Ilya.
he's in the Bilal camp right now, right? Like, does he deserve it? Yes. Do we want to see it, and is he going to get it? I don't know. Maybe.
To be honest, I know Bilal's boring, but I like Bilal just because he's from Chicago and I fucking
Oh, I like
always
Marab more
repping
than I like
Chicago.
Bilal.
Mm-mm. I
I'm
think
actually I'm actually a
I
pretty
gotta
big
like
fan
him.
of Marab.
I have to like him just because he's from Chicago.
I'm a big Marab fan. I don't, dude, Bilal seems just like such an emotional bitch. I just cannot get behind it. I don't care if he's from Chicago or not, brother. He's always complaining about some shit, saying that people are getting title shots over him because they're white. Like, get out of here. They're not getting title shots over you because they're white. They're getting title shots over you because you're boring as fuck and have no personality, you fucking brick. Oh my
Couldn't
god,
finish.
he frustrates me.
Couldn't finish Gilbert Burns, who had one arm.
For real.
Fucking
I
had like
still think
3 injuries.
Gilbert Burns would whoop his ass if they fought and Gilbert was 100% healthy, not fighting after he just fought.
Right.
Okay,
But
Johnny,
anyways,
I want to end on this, brother.
hmm
Tell me what your thoughts are on UFC 300 main event that got announced. Jamal Hill versus Alex Poatan Pereira.
wait, isn't Gaethje and Holloway on UFC 300?
Yep,
If I'm not
co-main.
mistaken, it's the co-man.
Yeah, I can read you the main card real quick. I have it up.
No, the other, all those other ones I don't give a fuck about. But I swear
Charles
I saw,
Oliveira, Sarukian,
I
Rakic,
saw,
Prohashka.
I mean, yeah, of course, those are gonna be great fights. But what I'm talking about is, dude, we need to just scrap the Max Holloway Gaethje. It's a pointless fucking fight.
It
It's
is.
honestly stupid
It's
as
going to
shit.
ruin possible bangers in the future.
Give Max either the next title shot after fucking
Give
if
Ilya.
Volk doesn't get a rematch. If Volk gets a rematch, that's fine. But if I mean Volk, for me, Volk needs to take a little bit of time. He
I
needs to
don't want to see
relax.
Volk fight until like one of the later months in the year, maybe like November, December. Like, dude, you just
Ah,
got knocked
man.
out twice. You're 1-3 in your last four. No one's giving up on you, man. It's just we all just need some time from watching you get hurt. Take some time, fully recover, get a full ass training camp in, and there's no need to rush back, brother. I get it. Your mental goes to crap when you don't have a fight book. Well, fucking get a
Right.
therapist or something, dog. Figure it out.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, fucking harsh.
No, dude, he cannot keep fighting. That's what's gonna ruin his career. Is him stepping in way too fast. Um,
I agree. He shouldn't step in too fast, but
okay, I do apologize for what I said, but come on, sports psychologist, take advantage of the PI if he's in town. I don't think there's a PI in Australia yet, so if he's going back home, obviously he won't have that luxury. But I'm
mhm,
sure he has money and facilities to use. Take your time, recover. I'm sure ESPN's gonna give him work doing like, some of those like UFC shows, fight shows and stuff. I see him on there all the time with Robert
mhm.
Whitaker. It's not like he's going to be away from the sport completely. Just
Right.
take your time, man. We all just want to see Volk fight like the best Volk we've seen for the past like 5 years.
I agree 100%. I mean, honestly, if I want, I feel like Volk has the potential. Where'd you go, motherfucker?
Just grabbing one thing real quick. I'll be right back. Keep going. I can
Oh,
hear
come
you.
on, bruh.
I can hear you. Keep going.
No, I think Volk had this. Honestly, this has the feel of Rocky 3 when Mr. what is it, Mr. T
Yeah, Mr. T.
just spanks Rocky. But Rocky comes back, finds that motivation again, takes time, gets trained by Apollo Creed, and fucking beats him.
I do
And now I'm not
think
saying he's gonna fucking like knock out Ilya, but I
I
think
agree.
Volk is that guy that it could obsess over the mistakes he made,
And
correct
I
them
do
all,
th
come
and
back.
I do think Volk had a little bit of an invincibility. Um, I thought of invincibility at featherweight. I
Yeah,
thought he obviously went up, lost twice, but it wasn't in featherweight. He's always dominated in featherweight, so I think if this might be a good thing for Volk. We might see him come back and be the best over, or I hate to say it as a fan, but it could be the exact opposite. This could be
I
the
hope
end of
not.
this could be the end of Volk, and I hate to say it because I love Volk,
I'll
one of the
fucking
best ever.
cry if
In my
mm,
opinion, he's the best featherweight ever. It's like him and Aldo. It's your choice of your preference. I
mhm.
lean towards Volk, but I understand the argument for Jose Aldo as well. It's either or. You cannot say a third person. I will not respect your argument. Um, but he definitely is probably the best featherweight of all time. Do you think it's
Man.
him or Aldo?
It's Volk. I mean, Volk beat Aldo, and
But it was older Aldo.
yeah, but
That would
I
be
don't
like
know.
if Prime Volk beat Volk now.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Volk. I mean, beating Max Holloway 3 fucking times, and the
No
last one
shit.
was so dominant. Oh my god! And then
Okay,
beating
I want you
fucking
to be
Yair.
be honest with me right now. Do you
Hmm.
actually think Volk won all 3 times?
I bet on Holloway the second time, and I think that was a razor thin fight, or it was close as fuck. I don't know, but
I
the
think
third
Max.
time he definitely won. The third time he whooped his ass.
There's
So.
there's no question about the third time, brother. No question.
Yeah,
That was a master class. That was probably the best Volk we've ever seen. Is that
right,
third Max fight?
dude. That was. I mean, his boxing man was just so fast.
He looked
Ugh.
Honestly, that's the best I think I've ever seen a fighter look, arguably.
So yeah, going back to as I was saying, scrap that shit. Max Holloway versus Ilya if Volk needs time, which he probably does, and Justin Gaethje fights for. People are saying the title, but I don't think
Give him Makachev, bro. Who else is gonna take it? You know what I mean?
exactly. You could just give him Makachev, but I think like I
It's
fucking
either
love
that
you,
or
Gaethje.
Oliveira again.
No, because Oliveira's fighting Armin.
Oh yeah, I think Armin would. That's true. I honestly think Armin wins that, and then
Oh,
we
for
might
sure.
have to do a rematch between Armin and Islam. That's why I think you should do Gaethje now. I agree with you. Do Gaethje Islam now.
Hmm.
Islam fights the winner of Arman Charles after, or Gaethje does, because I hate to say it, but I don't think Islam would get an automatic rematch. He's only fought one guy in his weight class. I get it. The two Volk fights count as title defenses, but he's not in his weight class. He only has one fight in his weight class as a title defense.
And the second fight was a fucking Volk that was a week off, like a fucking week, two
Yeah.
weeks.
And he even admits, he's like, all I was doing was boozing.
Yeah, like bro,
Like, I don't know. I think Islam's
congrats.
incredible, but I think his reign, if you look at it unbiasedly, it's the names and the stuff not too impressive considering the circumstances. That first Volk fight, very impressive, even though he should have lost, in my opinion. Um, Very close though. I'm not going to scream robbery or anything. I just personally thought that the judges were going to lean. And I don't even know if I think Islam lost the fight. I just thought since it was in Australia, since Volk was the guy there, that they were just going to give it to him
I thought
because it was so
Islam.
close.
I
But
bet a couple hundred on Volk, but yeah, I could. I think objectively look at that fight, and I thought that Islam won at least 3 rounds
it
for
was
sure.
close. It was
It
very
was
close.
close as
It
fuck,
was a
but
very good fight. That
mm,
which makes the second fight just so much sadder because the first one was
mm.
so good. I was looking forward to it. Okay, going back, who first off, are you excited for this UFC 300 main event? And then secondly, who do you have winning?
Of course, I mean Jamal Hill, Alex Pereira is a fucking absolute great fight because
Agreed.
Jamal Hill.
I
I
don't know
don't
why
think
people are
Jamal
complaining.
Hill has ever looked to take down anybody.
No.
He's straight up just boxing and fucking trying to knock you the fuck out.
Dude,
So
he's a dog.
this is honestly, I want to believe everything Jamal Hill says because I think I like him more than Pereira. He's fucking hilarious, especially on Twitter.
My Poton's hilarious too. We just don't know what he's saying.
True, but man, to like think that you're gonna just go in there and knock out Alex Pereira, fucking glory kickboxing, like 2-time champion, Adesanya, he KO'd him and fucking
Wicked calf
KO'd
kicks.
Yuri. It's like, man, it's tough to see that.
You know what the one thing that drives me the craziest about Hill
Mm.
is the one loss he has
Paul
in the
Craig.
UFC is Paul Craig.
Yep.
Oh my god, that just drives me nuts because you know my thoughts on Paul Craig.
He didn't
Um,
even give up either. He didn't tap her. I think he just broke his arm
yeah, and the
and he
doctor
couldn't
stopped
continue.
it, or the ref
Yeah.
stopped it. Sorry, but yeah, he did stop.
Honestly, man, I'm trying my hardest to not pick Jamal because the thing is about that Glover fight, I feel like Jamal didn't have the most crisp stand up because he knew Glover was trying to wrestle and grapple.
Mhm.
I think he knows now this is a straight up boxing fight, and
Oh, I
he
think
is
this
going
is
to
gonna
be
be
quick.
a
Ah,
firefight.
but he had that fucking, what did he have, an Achilles injury?
Yeah, he tore his Achilles not too long
Oh
ago,
fuck
like
yeah,
less than a year, I believe.
yeah, that's
That's
tough.
my big concern about picking Jamal Hill. That's why I'm going Alex, is I do not know how healthy that Achilles is going to be. And it seems like he's getting like this fight was put together kind of on short notice on top of that. Um
When is UFC 300? What's that date exactly?
yeah, one sec. Let me go back and I can give it to you April 13th. So it's not like, too close out, but we are again talking about an Achilles rupture.
When did he rupture that Achilles though?
Well, I can tell you when he fought last, and then it was like a couple months after that. January 21st, 23. And then he tore
Holy,
it probably in like March, I would think.
oh man, Jamal Hill's born in Chicago too. God, Jesus.
Are you going Jamal? I'm going Alex.
I mean, honestly,
I
Brandon,
think
I
the
did this
calf
the
kicks
last
are the
time.
difference.
I did this the last fucking time with fucking Yuri. I had a feeling, and boy, was I wrong. Um,
Dude, hear me out before you make your decision. Alex has one of the best low kicks, calf kicks in the game, and he's going to fight someone coming off an Achilles injury.
it says that he said on YouTube on July 14th, 2023, that he had ruptured his Achilles tendon.
Okay, so he
Why?
ruptured about a little over half a year ago, and he's coming back to fight. Do you really want to pick Jamal Hill?
No.
That's what I thought, bro. That's what I
Dude,
thought. Hey, I love Jamal Hill, and he's a dog, but I think he is coming back a little too soon.
dude, July? I
I
feel
know,
like that's
isn't
so.
that wild? I don't understand how it's possible he's even fighting. And got cleared. Like, obviously he has some great genes and doctors, but geez Louise, dude, that seems a little rushed.
Hmm. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Pereira, but I would know. I'm not touching this fucking
Hey,
fight.
And I just want to say to everyone watching, this is not our official predictions. We're just talking about this. We'll make those when the time comes, like a week before. We're just talking right now. But with that being said, thank you everybody for watching. If you are still watching, you obviously found a little bit of enjoyment from this. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment saying Johnny stinks, and peace out.